most of it.
Yeah, do you think we should get our voices heard so much, but how can we do that when we can't even vote?
Because the voting age is 18 and we're all 16.
Well, the Labour Party have promised that we're going to lower it to 16 if we win, and I think that's the best thing we've ever done. Because I was ready to vote when I was 16, and I imagine most of you here are ready to vote. And the fact that we can get married, we can join the army, we can smoke, we can drink, we can buy a knife, but we're not allowed to vote is pretty ridiculous.
And it's Lib Dem policy. It's Lib Dem policy as well to support votes at 16.
Can I ask about the yes? Is that the same? Is that the same for all of you? Is that just the same for each of you? Are you in favour of that or not?
Well, the Tories haven't promised anything, so no.
Yeah, I'd just like to clarify, it's still illegal to drink alcohol at 16. Just in education.
Yes.
I think if I'm going to live by what I just said, then yes. But I have to sit here, hand on heart, I don't know what the Conservative Party policy is. I have a feeling the party policy would be stick it at 18. In Scotland they lowered it. But again, if you want to engage people, you've got to lower the voting age, because I remember when I was 16, I probably wasn't ready now, but you may have grown up a heck of a lot faster than I did. And 16, there are a lot of responsibilities you take on at 16. Why not vote?
Yeah, to answer your question, we the Greens and myself in general, I think it should be 16, absolutely. I mean, you can do a lot of stuff. There's examples like smoking and so on and so forth. You can do all of that. So if you can do all those sort of things, why can you not vote?
UKIP, I don't know what party policy is, but I've got no problem with 16-year-olds. I'm going to vote. They're working, paying taxes. Well, depends how much they're earning, I suppose. But I think it's outrageous if you pay taxes and you can't vote personally.
Can I just say that, like, I know everyone here obviously thinks that we should be able to vote at 16. However, I say we're in the minority, and actually the majority of young people out here do not vote. We saw the figures from the last election. They were quoted as 51%. I think they were lower than that. Surely we should not be letting 16-year-olds vote, because most of them have absolutely no idea about politics. They don't care, and quite frankly there'll be donkey votes to the Lib Dems and the Green Party, who will try and woo them as they did on tuition fees at university, and then they break the promise. Quite frankly, I think it's a complete and utter farce.
I think we can safely say that no young person's ever going to vote for Lib Dem again.
Well,
I think that's pretty much that's dead in the water. I think that's it now. You've ruined it. You've had one go and you've lost its forever. But to be honest with you, young people, just because you don't think a young person might know enough about politics, I can tell you my mum and dad have got not the faintest clue about politics and they still vote. So you can vote at any time. You know what, maybe making people vote might engage them and they might learn a bit about politics along the way. And plenty of middle-aged people haven't got a clue what's going on, and the same as 16-year-olds. So it doesn't really matter. And like I said, they won't be voting for Lib Dem.
So how many of you are actually followers of the Russell Brand School of not voting? No.
So I agree with some of the things that he has to say.
Yeah, I do.
I think it's important. What bits do you agree with then?
I think it's kind of going off the question.
Can you use it? Sorry, I can't. Can you use the mic?
Sorry, yeah, I was just, she asked about whether you agree with some of the things about Russell Brand, and I do, and a lot of people just said they do as well, but then she asked, can you explain, and I think it's kind of going off the question, and we don't have that much time, but I'd love to talk to you a little bit more, but I just wanted you to...
Thank you. Yeah, I just wanted to answer my Labour friend's comments on tuition fees. I was expecting a question on tuition fees tonight. Look, I think my party was wholly wrong to have broken its pledge, and I've said so to various government ministers from my party when I have the chance to see them. I think David Cameron wanted to be Prime Minister that much. It was his one and only opportunity. That if we had have made, if the Lib Dems in the negotiations in 2010 had have made the red line, the fact that even if they couldn't abolish tuition fees, which might perhaps have been a bit much, that we wouldn't raise them, I think David Cameron would have agreed to that. I think there was a lack of experience in terms of the Lib Dems who were negotiating that, not to have made that our red line. I think, and I have to say, I'll say also that when Nick Clegg apologised for it and did that famous "I'm sorry" thing that became a song. In fact, I've heard, you know, that One Direction are going to be recorded and that Nick is going to talk with a new member. Because he may have need for a job after May the 7th, 8th. I've lost my train of thoughts though. What was I saying? Let's move on.
Voting, not voting, Russell Brand.